back to Vene News. This week of March 23rd to March 27th, we will continue to update you on Venezuela's economy and current political situation. Our first headline for today is that members of the Brazilian parliament will travel to Venezuela to note the situation of Ledesma and Lopez. After the meeting between the coordinator of Popular Will, Carlos Vecchio, and Lilian Tintori, wife of Leopoldo Lopez, met in Peru with Brazilian senators from the Brazilian Social Democratic Party, Aécio Neves and Aloysio Núñez. Neves announced that a group of Brazilian parliamentarians will travel to Venezuela to verify the situation of political prisoners, especially the conditions of detention of Leopoldo Lopez and Antonio Ledesma in military prison Ramo Verde. Through press release, former presidential candidate of Brazil stated, "We are organizing a trip of important leaders of Brazil and I intend to join this group. It is a clear sign of commitment to democracy and freedom. We want the same for our country as we want for our neighbors. We will continue to follow this story here at Vene News in the upcoming weeks." Our next headline states, the government of Venezuela, in a concerted action with the BCV, INE, Ministry of Finance, and PDVSA, has proposed ending the national statistical system to not represent what is really happening. The idea is not to make visible the national economic and social deterioration, says a letter that a group of experts from the Central Bank, Ministry of Finance, and INE wrote to La Patilla. They warned of the seriousness of the disappearance of official statistics as reflected in the table annexed to the note, where indicated missing data from the publication of statistics, GDP, inflation groups, inflation aggregate, balance of payments, industrial production, commercial sales, tax management, poverty, food basket, and oil production. They argue that the various public bodies previously named have clear instructions not to publish the figures, which by law are required to make public in accordance with the Constitution of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. In this regard, the technical teams of BCV, Ministry of Finance, and INE, they want the public to know that the missing figures are the responsibility of the government. Our final news story is to inform you the amount of people that have died in this month of March in Venezuela. The morgue of Bello Monte has not stopped receiving deaths from violence this month in Caracas. In the last 45 hours, 33 bodies have been admitted to the unit. To add to this, 14 bodies were taken on Friday and Saturday alone. The total of March is not encouraging. 453 bodies have been entered. We will now be heading to Vene Tweets to see what our politicians have been tweeting this week. Our three tweets for today are referring back to the news that Brazil will be sending parliamentarians to Venezuela. Our first tweet is by Lilian Tintori, wife of political prisoner Leopoldo Lopez, and she tweeted, "President Cardoso of Brazil is one of the greatest political thinkers of our time." Our next tweet is by Leopoldo Lopez, her husband, and he tweeted, "It's an honor, President Cardoso, that you will join our battle. Thank you so much. Democracy and human rights have no borders." As our final tweet, Maria Corina Machado tweeted, "Thank you so much, Senator Aécio Neves, for backing up the democracy in Venezuela." Thank you for watching Vene News this week. We will see you next week.